Let's try a question using Microsoft Visio. Create a flowchart based on statement below using Microsoft Visio. A patient comes to hospital to complete his regular checkup. Firstly, he needs to register at hospital counter using IC and hospital card. Then, he will receive a number for the next process. A nurse will call his name for basic checking, for example, blood pressure, weight, urine and pulse reading. After the result is known, he needs to stay in a waiting room. A nurse will call his name before meeting the doctor. From his result, the doctor will try to get more information from the patient. For instance, asking about family history, his condition, and type of previous medication. After that, the doctor will consult suitable medication and supplement and suggest the patient to practice healthy diet and lifestyle. Then, the patient will be given the next appointment and a pharmacy receipt. After leaving the doctor's room, the patient must submit pharmacy receipt to the pharmacy counter. He needs to stay in a waiting room before the nurse calls out his name. Finally, after he receives his medicine, he needs to go to the hospital counter to get his IC and hospital card and leaves.
Welcome to Microsoft Visio. Introduction, let's go ahead and double click Basic Flowchart. This will open a window where over on the left you'll find the basic flowchart shapes. Here's a business process shape, here's a decision shape. And you'll see two other templates available, backgrounds and arrow shapes. Let's start off by adding a background to our eventual business process. Drag the background and release it, and you'll find it will create a background. Let's title the page using the text tool. Click on the text tool and type in the title of your business process. Go ahead and add your name to the title. Let's go up and click the arrow, the pointer tool, and at this point it's a little bit small. We can increase the size by selecting the formatting tools, and dragging the green arrows we can kind of center it, make it maybe look a little bit better. Make sure that the basic flowchart shapes are available in the window. Our business flowchart will use basically three types of shapes. We'll use the squares to represent activities. We'll use the diamonds to represent decisions. We'll use the circle to represent the start of the business process, and the oval to represent the end of the business process. So I like to always start off by bringing the start of the business process out here, and you'll notice that each shape we can drag and drop on the page, and you'll also notice these connector points. Those are very important, and they'll allow us an easy way to connect the shapes together. This is called the Auto Connect feature. If those are not available, make sure that the Auto Connect button is pressed. The first activity that we'll need to complete is to form a group. An easy way to add that activity is to select it in the basic flowchart template, and then click the arrow where you would like that process to appear. By double-clicking, we can title this, and we've created our first business process, our first activity in our group research project. While still selected over here, we can add a next activity. For example, for your research, once you form your group will need to review the topics and times and make a selection. So let's title this Review Topics. At this point, you'll need to make a decision on the topic that you select. So let's use a decision node. Again, selecting the decision node and clicking the arrow will provide a link to that. So let's say that you need to decide if you have a favorite. A decision node has two branches coming out of it. One branch relates to the no, the other branch relates to the yes. So let's say that you do select a topic. The next process would be to meet with the group and assign some tasks. Branches. The other branch would correspond, for example, if you couldn't decide on a topic or you needed to wait a while before the group selected a topic. So let's add the no branch to that where you haven't selected a topic. We'll select the shape and put the no branch over here. And at this point, maybe the process is just to wait and it's usually a very good idea to label the branches coming out of a decision node. To do that, just double-click the branch, and it will allow you a place to annotate that. For the no, we would probably need to go back and forth until we selected our topic. So let's change the arrow to a double-sided arrow to indicate that this is we're waiting to make our decision. Again, click the arrow and turn it into a double-headed arrow. Again, you can always rearrange things on. Well, let's continue, assuming that we get out of this branch and meet with our group. Maybe at that point we would figure out who will do what on the research project. So at this point we could assign tasks. And turn people loose to collect research. At some point, hopefully, we'll be done with our research. So let's use a decision node for that. And we'll decide whether our research is complete. Assuming everyone has done their fair share, at some point our research will be complete. So at that point we can add another business process. Let's call that prepare report. We're ready to do the editing. After we prepare the report, we need to get ready for the debate so we can prepare our PowerPoint. And the day comes when we present the debate. At that point, we're done. So let's add a termination node to our business process diagram. Remember that there are two branches coming out of every decision node. So we know what this one is. Our research is complete. But what if our research isn't complete? We'll have to continue to collect research. We can use another way of connecting nodes using the connector tool. By clicking the connector tool, we can drag a line up from our decision node back to collect research. Again, by double-clicking on that, we can label our decision nodes. Things to worry about in your process diagram: make sure you have a starting node, make sure you have an ending node, make sure that your decision nodes have two branches coming out of each of them.